So we just had the Mexican Grand Prix, and to be honest, it wasn't as eventful as I thought it would be. But I should have really uploaded this like yesterday, but the race ended so late, so I just didn't get enough time to properly make a video. And I had college today, so this is perhaps the only time I can actually make a full-on review. And this is perhaps my first race review on this channel. Now, I think I should first talk about the turn one incident, and oh my god, rip Valtteri Bottas. Like, when I saw on the TV a black Mercedes car just spinning, at first I was like, oh shit, it's Lewis, but then I realised it's Valtteri Bottas. Literally, Hamilton is so immune to DNFs. Okay, except for that one DNF in Italy, but you know what I mean. Now, that spin at the start, which was caused by Ricciardo, was so tragic for him, especially since he qualified P1. But I think he was bound to lose it, since that long straight into turn one literally makes Bottas punch a hole in the air, giving everyone behind him a strong slipstream, especially Verstappen, who I'll get into in a minute. And I think that just pretty much ruined his race, really, because, well, after that, he was pretty much stuck behind Ricciardo for the rest of the race and really couldn't pass him. And I think the only time he did pass him was when Ricciardo appeared. But yeah, I feel like this wasn't really a strong performance for him. But I think at the same time, I think the Mercedes car is not as good as the Red Bull in Mexico. Now, the race winner, Max Verstappen, I think he did an absolute solid job during the Grand Prix, because that overtake around the outside into turn one was such a bold move. Like, I mean, I knew he was going to get the toe from Bottas, but he had such a good start and just literally made a brave move into turn one. Like, I thought that he would have perhaps gone to a collision with one of the Mercedes, but he didn't. And after that, like, even after the safety car ended, he literally dominated the race. Like, I think he finished the race ahead of Hamilton by 20 seconds, and that's very good. And I think that's just really good for him in the championship now. Like, he's like 20 points ahead of Hamilton. So I think what Lewis needs to do is, well, he needs to win Brazil. Like, if Max wins Brazil, I feel like this championship is going to be won by Verstappen. But we still have 4 more races left, and you never know, we might get another crazy race, because next week in Brazil it's going to be another sprint quali weekend. And remember what happened during the previous 2 sprint quali formats this year. Now, I think I should mention Mr. Lewis Hamilton, and I think he was good at, defending from Perez in, I guess, which was in an inferior car. But at the same time, it got me thinking, why didn't he just go and fight with Verstappen? Because his main fight is with Verstappen, because it's his championship rival, and pretty much his whole race was against Perez. But I'm not undermining him, but it just got me. It just felt a bit weird how he was fighting, how he wasn't fighting for the win. Also, speaking about Sergio Perez, I think he had a good race actually, and even though I wanted him to win his home GP, it was still a good race. The first Mexican driver to be on the podium in Mexico, and it was quite exciting how he was closing the gap to Hamilton. But I think by the time he got quite close to him, I feel like the dirty air just affected him, especially around the corners, which is a big issue with the current regulations of cars. But I think Hamilton just had really good corner exits, which pretty much gave him the advantage. And yeah, but overall, I think Perez had a great race and his 3rd podium in a row, and that's actually benefiting Red Bull up by a lot, because of Perez's podium. That's just pretty much Mercedes are still ahead of Red Bull in the constructors, but just by 1 point. So yeah, it's getting quite insane of how close this championship is. In terms of other drivers, I think I should mention Pierre Garcia, because he finished 4th behind Perez, and I think that's a very good result for him. Like, in qualifying, he does well, always in the top 5 most of the time, and in racing, he always delivers. And it just proves, I think he just should be in a top tier team. I mean, I think he should leave the Red Bull family and just should be in a top tier team. Maybe, if Alpine make a better car with the new regulations, I think he should go to them. But yeah, and then also I think the 2 Ferraris finishing 5th and 6th has benefited them in the constructors, because now they've overtaken McLaren. Speaking of McLaren, I think with Ricciardo's incident in the first lap and Norris only scoring 1 point, That's kind of, McLaren already admitted that going to this weekend, Mexico was not gonna be a good track for them. Hence why they struggled so much. I think I should also should mention Kimi Raikkonen finishing in the points in 8th. That's a very good result for him, especially in such a dog of a car. That's like the 9th worst car in the grid. You know, I think he's a good driver. He's actually a genuine good driver. I think usually he doesn't care most of the time. Like Formula One is a hobby for him, but I feel like in those rare occasions where he actually shows his true potential, it's actually amazing. And yeah, it's going to be sad to see him go at the end of the season. But yeah, nothing else really happened in the race that I could really think of. I feel like the first lap was literally the only dramatic part. But now we go to Brazil next week, and which is yet again another strong track for Red Bull. And I feel like Verstappen does have a high chance of winning. And well, we can't really guarantee because you never know. We might have another crazy race, like as this season has shown, because it has been a very good season. And yeah, Hamilton, in my opinion, needs to win Brazil if he wants to stay close with Verstappen in the championships. In the championship, I mean. But yeah, I'll do another race review next week, and I think it'll most likely be uploaded on Monday because Brazil starts late for me in the UK. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah,